A rugged island in the Mediterranean Sea, where the wind carried the smell of salt and rebellion, a boy was born into a world that would never be large enough for his ambition. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. Corsica, his birthplace, was not a land of peace. It had been sold to France just before Napoleon was born in 1769. The people of the island hated foreign rule. They dreamed of independence, of pride, of identity. Napoleon grew up listening to stories of resistance and honor, of warriors who refused to bow. Those stories would shape him forever. His family was not rich. They were minor nobles, respected, but far from powerful. His father struggled to keep the family afloat. His mother, Letizia, was strong, disciplined, and strict. She taught her children endurance. She taught them to survive. Napoleon learned early that life was a battlefield. He was different from other children, quiet, serious, intense. While others played, Napoleon observed, he watched people, he studied them. He learned how power moved between them like an invisible current. At the age of 9, he left Corsica for mainland France. It was a journey that would change everything. France was wealthier, more advanced, more refined. But to young Napoleon, it was also cruel. He spoke French with a heavy Corsican accent. He wore simple clothes. He came from a distant island that many French students mocked. At military school, he was an outsider. Other boys laughed at him. They called him poor, provincial, strange. Napoleon did not forget their laughter. Instead of breaking him, it hardened him. He withdrew into himself and into his studies. Mathematics became his weapon. History became his escape. He devoured stories of great commanders, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Hannibal, men who rose from nothing and carved their names into eternity. He did not merely admire them, he wanted to surpass them. While other students spent their time socializing and enjoying youth, Napoleon spent hours alone in libraries or studying artillery manuals. He became obsessed with strategy, with warfare, with the mechanics of power. He believed that intelligence and discipline could overcome any disadvantage. He believed destiny favored the bold. Years passed, and Napoleon grew into a young officer in the French army. But France itself was changing. Beneath the surface of royal luxury and noble privilege, anger was building. The people were starving, taxes were crushing, inequality was everywhere. The kingdom stood on the edge of explosion. Napoleon watched carefully. He understood something others did not. Chaos creates opportunity. When the French Revolution erupted in 1789, the old order began to collapse. Kings lost authority, nobles fled, the army itself became unstable. Many officers abandoned their posts or were executed, but for a young, ambitious artillery officer, this chaos was not a disaster. It was a ladder. Napoleon threw himself into revolutionary ideals, not out of blind belief, but out of calculation. The revolution needed talented officers.